Yo guys, what's going on, people? Apologies, man. Forgive me for being so late. I've been traveling most of the evening as well. So, my bad, ladies and gentlemen. Okay then, cool. Let's get on with it. Let's understand what the story is right now, guys, so that we can understand exactly what we can expect from Bitcoin next. Okay, so I'm just going to sort out my charts and then we can have a conversation about Bitcoin. All right then, let me just clear this up right here. Happy days. Is everyone well tonight? I hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah. This is why you don't buy dips, ladies and gentlemen. This is an example of, you can always make the assumption that they are, you know, how far can they drop price? But boy, you know, you just never know. Okay, let me just flip the screen, guys. Happy days. And let's get on with it. Okay, then. Cool. Yeah, no, man, I was been traveling tonight. So, I'm late. It's been all over the place for me today, man. All right, then, cool. If you are new to the channel, guys, be sure to subscribe so that you can get notified when we do these lives to work out exactly what Bitcoin's doing. As you can see, guys, look, they are just bleeding price towards the zones. And I don't want to say it, but we have actually hit Steve's zone. That's the truth. We have hit Steve's zone, the good old 37,000, and we have gone beyond. That's the crazy thing. This move is only going to the last point in the chart where there was notable interest. Now, you can see the vector candle right here, guys. It is printing purple, which implies that volume is starting to rise. But at the same token, it could mean that it could be slowing down. Just look at the volume bars. On the two drops to the downside, the volume was increasing. Now it seems it's a little bit level-headed, okay? And it's not really showing that much strength, okay? If you look left, you can see where we've come to. The last point in the chart where they originally moved away from. Now, how are we going to make sense of this? Well, we're going to go over to High Block Capital and have a look at the liquidations. We flip that over to Binance. Oh, come on. Let me get Binance up. There it is right there. Run. Here we go. So look, near enough, the liquidity of the longs has been pretty much taken. Okay, there is roughly what? That's how much potential liquidity or liquidation points there are in the chart in this current range right now on Binance. Okay, now we understand Binance to be one of the largest exchanges. So this is how much liquidity there is for the Bitcoin longs liquidation points. Does that mean they're not going to go to it because there's not that much there? Well, we did see previously that they didn't come back down towards this zone right here when they had the chance to. Okay? And now they did. So can price actually continue down lower and absorb all of these liquidation points for the longs? Now, based on this platform right here, I'm not seeing any more liquidation points in this area. Okay, or even below 35, but that's because I can't see it. Doesn't mean it's not there. There is always liquidations happening in the charts. When you look at the bigger picture, you tend to see a overview of where the liquidity is at. All right. So wait for that to load up a split second. Come on. Why are you not getting notifications? I don't know why. Here we go. Looking at the chart. All right. 2 days ago, the amount of the long liquidations, okay, was just shy of, in this range, 1.15 billion. In this range over here, it was 2.5. Okay, so collectively, roughly about $4 billion worth of shorts, in this range. Now they've hit the range to the downside. You can see everyone has gone short on Bitcoin. All right? Everyone. Now, the fact is this. What point would the market actually switch to come back up towards these pools of liquidity? Because if you look closely, every red dot that you see, it's someone going short. There are orders going short. As you can see, you've got 18 million there, 27, 19, 55, 28, and 10. You've got a cluster of shorts being opened in this range, and their liquidation points are being presented. I'm going to be honest with you guys. They will look to reverse it at some point. All we need to wait for is stability in the chart. Where that stability is a different story. Now, if Bitcoin continues down lower, now this is on the 4-hour time frame, all right? I'm catering for the guys on the higher time frame for a few moments, and then I'm going to work on the day traders, and then we look for the scalpers as well, okay? On the 4-hour time frame, they've come back down towards the 35 zone. Now, there's this speculation across the board that institutions are favoring Bitcoin at a value of 35K, which is the point where they believe that those guys are going to start trading from. All right. This chart tells me that there's still more liquidity all the way down to 34,800. Okay. And that's to the visible chart. There could be more below. Just because they say that is the point of value for them, we won't know until they do it. And that's not enough information for me to say, yeah, you know what? I'm cool with that idea. Now, there is something that I want to check out that I haven't looked at in a long time. The glass node. So, I need to pull up one of the key charts that I look at, which is the net profit and loss for Bitcoin. Now, what's interesting, right, is this updates every 24 hours, okay? So it's saying right now that traders are feeling anxious based on these on-chain analytics as such. They're saying they are anxious right now. So we haven't even come into capitulation point unless this updates at 12 tonight and then it shows a clean drop to the downside. But price at that point is 35K. Well, we're now at 35 now, or even going up to 36 even. So who's really feeling anxious? Because it's not us. Everyone across the board right now, even just retail traders, they're losing their minds. Bitcoin's bleeding out, going to zero. This behavior is not one of those who are anxious or fearful, should I say. We will translate it as fearful. But all I can see, ladies and gentlemen, is the simple market maker behavior. 1, 2, 3 hits to the downside. Why is it not the same when we look at it up here? Market maker, 1, 2, 3 hits to the upside. 1, 2, 3 hits to the downside. Change direction. Now, principally, guys, I'm not saying to you that this now is the point where Bitcoin reverses up. The move has happened too fast, and they've now come back into the zone where they previously brought interest last time in the chart. In order for us to understand the chances of it going higher, we need to understand what reason do they have to go higher. Well, we look at the high block, you can see there are more shorts now showing liquidation points that are present in the chart. So we know that there's money for them to grab. All right, just look at this. The potential liquidation points are present for the shorts. All we're waiting for is the point in the chart that they decide to turn. Okay? People are talking about this potential conflict with Russia, Ukraine. You've also got the S&P 500 taking a bleed to the downside. All right? But if you look back in the history of the S&P 500, for every big dip that they see in the charts, I mean, look, this was the nice little crash. Okay? They just hit the price to the downside. And then, of course, in the same, few days later, they just reversed it all the way back up. All they did was reset. This is a reset. You're moving up. Market makers hit price to the downside. They just pull the liquidity, make profits. That's what this game's about, yeah? You can't make the assumption that it can only rise up. They need to pull profits. So people then translate this as interest rates, inflation, current economic crisis across the world, war. It's just a reason for them to move price. Give us a reason to drop it. Give us a reason to just quickly dump everything when everyone's feeling pumped about everything. There's your drop. Now, it's not that much of a drop on the S&P 500 in my opinion. Okay? It could actually snap back up starting of next week because that's what usually happens in the S&P 500. They react to news And then the next trading day, if they're still really cut up about the news, price will continue to drop. If not, they kind of brush it aside and then they get back to the game of trading. So then price naturally should try and retrace back up. Crypto's a little bit different. It's a little bit more volatile. All right? So in relation to Bitcoin's behavior, guys, we've come down to the range weekly low. Let me pull up the higher time frames. Look at the daily chart. Let me get rid of my notes right there. Here we go. So earlier on the 4 hour, I showed you 3 hits to the low, which is making up 2 daily candles. We've come to the range daily low, and we are potentially en route to try and test the 800 EMA. Now, that would be the most extreme point in the chart, in my opinion, for Bitcoin, because then it will start tapping into zones that it hasn't been looking at for over a year. Excuse me. All right? This is really important that you understand this, guys. They are running for liquidity. Okay? They are running for it. And that's evident with this chart right here. Now, there is still more liquidity. And most of the liquidity to the visual chart is showing 34,800 is the point where longs have got liquidation points of up to 82 million. And that's to the visible chart. All right? There's not that much there, guys. And I keep reiterating it just to keep the focus in your mind about if you are going to decide to try and bottom fish and buy Bitcoin now that it's dipping. I've said it so many times. Wait. You are waiting for confirmation. Here is an example of confirmation. When they finish marking price to the downside, you want this behavior to happen. I'm anticipating that Bitcoin's going to do this sort of behavior if it stays in this range. Okay? If from this point right here, Bitcoin can stabilize and consolidate, it's likely going to try and come back up. Now, you notice what's going on in the charts, guys. All right? We're not really seeing many wicks to the downside, are we? So if you look at the 1 hour time frame, you can see that this candlestick is not that much of a big wick. And it's not that much impressionable like this one right here, because it just gives you the heads up that they could potentially come back down towards that. All right? What I want to see Bitcoin do is I want to see it finish strong at the lows and then try and reverse back up. That is the point that I want Bitcoin to be at. Because based on the hour time frame, you can see we got the 1, 2, 3 hits to the downside. Most of the pattern watchers would assume that this is the start of a W formation. But how deep is the W going to be? This is what we're waiting for. So at what point are they going to turn it? Because naturally the development of a W pattern is we wait for the retrace to come back up to test the moving averages. Which moving average are we going to be looking to test? In these sort of circumstances, guys, you really want to be looking for the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, which is the 50 EMA on the 4 hour time frame. Because the move has happened so fast, the same way that the move back up may even be faster as well to bring it back into the fray. Now, if Bitcoin does come back up towards this point right here, guys. Now, listen, you need to be aware of this, guys. All right. That's no indication that Bitcoin is going to go up. I'm giving you the hypothetical scenario of what price action is going to demonstrate to you if it's going to be favorable to the upside. When it looks to try and come back up and recover this zone, the 50 EMA naturally is going to start having this curvature and come back down. What we don't want is we don't want price, or should I say we don't want the 50 EMA to come to price. We want price to go to the 50. So I really want price to bounce up this weekend and try and recover, because then that will take it to this point right here and the 50 EMA would be in that zone and price would have come back up to the 50. Okay? Now, at that point, guys, if Bitcoin can return back up towards the 50, this is the key zone. This is on the assumption that this zone holds, because this zone could actually extend and go lower. There is liquidity there. But the criteria of the pattern will say that 3 hits to the low is the first leg of the W formation. So now we're waiting for it to try and reverse back up to solidify the first leg of the W. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah? Do you know what, Dejan? I agree with you. This is normal for Bitcoin's behavior. It is normal. And this is what I'm trying to convey off to everyone. This movement to liquidity, to the upside, to the downside, it's designed to get people to commit. Look at all the shorts that have been opened in this zone. The reason why is because price is dropping. Everyone's scared. All right, go short on Bitcoin. Funnily enough, that is when price starts to pull back. Look at all these shorts being built. Yeah, because people are trying to catch bottoms. Shorts, 15 million, 16 million, 48 million. And no one can say to me that these shorts right here are the guys trying to build shorts at higher prices. No chance. I don't agree with it. Why? Because you can see people go short at the lowest point in the chart. That's what retail traders do. You short when when price is dropping. That's not what we try and convey in this channel right here, guys. That is not what we're talking about. Let me kill this off right here. Wait for this to load up. It does take a little while. Doesn't matter how high or low it goes. It's completely worthless. It's like an M like McDonald's. Get that hat, by the way. People are pretty bitter about this price action. And I can't blame them, man, because people have lost money today and it's not right. But look what they do to people, though. Look at all these red dots. People going short. People going short. You know, where are the longs? No one, only few people are going long, and those guys who are going long are paying the price because they're getting liquidated. Remember, this is on Binance, guys. So this is all pretty much retail traders' liquidity. How frightening is that? Okay. All right, we've been banging on about Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Ethereum. What's Ethereum going to do? Oof, Ethereum has got some aggressive move. There you go. Failure of the W formation right there. Now we've got a criteria. The first leg of the W formation, present. 1, 2, 3 hits. How low are they going to send this? At what point will it stop? I mean, look, there's hardly any liquidity left at Ethereum other than at $1,000. Have a look at Ethereum up here. Let's bring Ethereum up on the liquidation points as well, so we know where we stand with Ethereum. Tier 1. Here we go. These moves don't help anyone want to get into crypto to grow the space. Do you know what? Crazy. It's right. Here we go. Look at this. This is Ethereum right now. So look at the shorts. This chart on the right side tells you of the potential short liquidation points. That is crazy. Let's zoom in even more. This is Ethereum. So look at all these shorts. People are going short, and they're just eating the liquidity. I mean, the lowest point Ethereum could get to is 2,471 based on the visible range of the liquidation points that we see in the chart, all right? Which will take us all the way down to, or just this range right here, all right? Just in this area, which will be the previous pool of liquidity to the left side of the chart where the market maker initially marked up price and moved away from the range, all right? So we are at a key testing point in the charts, guys. All right? We're at a key point. So it's literally, if they decide to release Ethereum, even Bitcoin, even further to the downside, then they want it as cheap as possible. And now they're going to make it cheaper enough for mass adoption to get involved in it. Because Bitcoin is at a price where realistically, the retail trader is not going to be able to buy a single Bitcoin. Yeah? That's my opinion. That's my view of it. If you want people like, for example, mass adoption in the principle of Shiba, for example. You can buy loads of Shiba. That's something that people can relate with in the sense where, look, it's really cheap. I just chuck 50, 60 quid at it. Happy days. Well, you chuck 60 quid at Bitcoin, what's that going to do? That ain't no crypto portfolio. £60 worth of Bitcoin. Now, I'm making the assumption, just imagine if Bitcoin was going to come down towards a level which it was affordable for the average Joe to purchase it at. What price would that be? A respectable area would be in this range down here, beyond the 11K zone. You see, what's got my attention, again, and I'll take it back to the glass node. And you've heard me speak about this beforehand. When we pull up the glass node itself, you can see in the chart, this is a key which tells you about the traders who have got net unrealized profit and losses in Bitcoin. The blues at the top tell you euphoria and greed. And I've said this before as well. When Bitcoin was at, what price was it? It was at $28, there was euphoria. Okay? Everyone was pumped about Bitcoin. That was the point that it turned. And then all these blue points are where people are excited. The last blue point that we see in the chart was when Bitcoin was at about $20,000 a share, a coin. We hit 67,000 and we don't see no euphoria. My understanding or interpretation of that is at this level right here, institutional traders, whales and banks and what have you, don't feel euphoric when it comes to cryptocurrency. That's why we're not seeing that same set of euphoria at that point. I may be translating this wrong, but I'm going based off the key right here. How can you have at the highest point, they reverse it, at the lowest point, they reverse it? Capitulation where everyone loses a ton of money and then it reverses. And at the highest point when everyone's made the most amount of money, they reverse it because all these people are holding on to these trades. Now we're not even in anxiety. There's not even fear based off the glass node. Based on what I understand from this chart right here. 9th of March 2020 wick. What do you reckon, Tino? Let's have a look. If you notice here, 1, 2, 3 hits to the low. All right, that is the W formation over here. That's what that is right there. Do they return to the wick? Well, it's not the first time I've spoken about the monthly chart. And people were like, oh, Tino, don't be a killjoy. And this was when Bitcoin was all the way up here. I was saying, be careful, man. You know, it could actually drop down. And that could be a place that they could come back to. Could this be the move that sends Bitcoin down? Could it be that point? Tell me why it wouldn't. Yeah? Why wouldn't this be the move that sends Bitcoin back down to the 20k range? Because the problem with Bitcoin is people have it in their minds that it can't go to a certain point because loads of people have got it. Nah, doesn't matter. As long as they can purchase it, and if they can purchase even more of it as it's cheaper, happy days. You create a market. The cheaper something is, the more inclined people are going to start buying it. The more adoption you have, then it starts to rise. More people buy more of it. Lots of people hold it. The demand rises for it. Price rises in the same token as well. Yeah? I'm talking also from a trading perspective, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only interested in the movement of price. Bitcoin could be $5. It wouldn't matter because you guys won't hesitate to trade a coin like, for example, Phantom. There's no worries trading a coin like Phantom. The Phantom is showing a nice, beautiful wick to the upside, the start of a new monthly candle at the end of, well, we are at the reset of futures today, ladies and gentlemen. Futures market's pretty much reset. So we're now starting a new session in the sense for the futures markets. Yeah? Luna's taken a battering to the downside. All she's done is recovered the previous gains from the last month. It's still in a progressive move to the upside. Happy days for the guys in Luna. Look at that. That is wonderful in my opinion. Bitcoin takes an absolute bleed to the downside, and there are quite a few altcoins that are holding their gains pretty well. Let's have a look at Gala a second. Where are you at? There's Gala. See, it's not the first time you would... Look, you've seen these charts before on many altcoins, so this really shouldn't surprise you. Yeah? Solana, $111. This is on the daily time frame as well. So if I bring up the 4-hour time frame, where's she sat at? See, there's loads of liquidity on Solana right here. And if we actually have a look at Solana on here as well, is Solana there? No, it hasn't got it. Let me pull up. Let's have a look at Link, because I know Link has done some pretty big things. I'll check BNB for you very shortly. Where's Link? There's my link. There it is. Happy days. The first time I've actually found a coin on my alt list. Here we go. See, look at that. Link's doing really well considering this chaotic move to the downside. It seems to be respecting these ranges right here. It absolutely loves these ranges. We're looking at the liquidity on Link. You could look, they have literally taken, for the visible chart, the majority of the liquidity to the downside, man. They have hit the long liquidation points. Now we see all the short liquidations are due to be taken. Just look at where we are. At the end of the trading week, near enough. Tomorrow would be the start of a new trading week by principle for cryptocurrency. Saturday. All right, Saturday evening. Okay. Price has been marked down to the downside. Everyone's been running shorts to the downside in this coin itself. We know the market maker wants to come back towards these points. So at what point are they going to decide to turn? The best way for you to understand if that is going to be the case, guys, roll over to the total market cap chart itself. All right, especially for altcoins. There's that big W formation that we're waiting for it to try and hold. Okay, looks like it wants to try and pull back. Again, don't bottom fish. Wait for things to stabilize. In my opinion, day traders, wait till Tuesday. Because everyone over the weekend's going to react to this. Because all the people that had a chance to sell their cryptocurrency may not have sold it, or they've all been liquidated and they don't know what to do next. So now we're just waiting to see if the guys are going to step in and try and push things back up. Mad love and respect for the new guys joining, becoming members. If you are new to the channel, guys, and you want access to this information, it is free of charge. You can go over to the website itself and check the start here. Go to the first things first tab and then just follow the instructions there. You can join the Discord. It's free. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you know when we're going live. And you can download the tools. Just click this right here and it will take you over to TradingView and you can add the indicator and it will give you access to all of the tools. And here are a couple of more things that we have in the actual indicator itself. So the psychological levels and the range weekly low, range daily low, and the volume indicator as well. So it's all free for you guys to check out and you can download it. No qualms right there. All right, total market cap across the whole board. Seems as though, I mean, look, $1.68 trillion market cap. That's a lot of money has left the table, guys. All right. No new money has come in, but this is the sort of thing that's going to encourage new money to come in. But then if price only can come up towards this point again at 2.9 and pull back, then we still got the same money. They just took it out and then they put it back in. Yeah. That's what it is, man. Let's have a look at VeChain. Someone's asking me about VeChain. Where are you, Vet? Again, there it is. I can't even find the coin, man. Don't understand why I do that. Here we go, VeChain. See, look, guys, 90% of all the coins that we're looking at are all pointing to the downside. And it's all going to be based on what Bitcoin does next. Look at this, man. I've been drawing on VeChain for days on end. Catching these moves, hopefully. All right, then. Let me just zoom in a little bit more just to see what price action's doing. Look, everything's pulling back down, guys. Okay? I'm saying to you guys, it's up to you. Scalpers, day traders, wait until Tuesday. All right? Because we've got the weekend and it can get crazy over the weekend. But if you're volatile, you know, if you want volatility, you want movement, you might see some movement over the weekend. Just proceed with caution. To the holders, you've now got an opportunity to work out as to whether or not Bitcoin is cheap enough. What's your strategy as a holder? Do you welcome these sort of situations? Or what point did you recently get involved in Bitcoin on the assumption that you thought that it was going to be the point where they actually reverse from? Did you think it was going to be from here, 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 maybe here? Because that's what this was all about. The past couple of, last week, it's been, well, this week, it's all been about this range right here. Bitcoin has found the bottom. It's now going to move up. It's going to move up. It's going to move up. Well, that's not the case. Building the shorts above the key $43,000 zone. Building the shorts above the key 50 zone. Building the shorts above the key 57. They've been doing this ever since here. Yeah? Building the shorts so they can release those shorts, hit the liquidity of the longs liquidation point so they can then realize the profit on their shorts and then open their longs at the same time, because you can only go long if there is liquidity to go against you as a sell. You can only go long if there is an order that can go short against you. Why? Because where are you going to get your profit from? It's not going to be given to you by your next door neighbor who also opened a long and you getting profit first before him. That's not how it works. That's why if you go onto any exchange, they will talk about the liquidity provider. We refer to them as market makers because that's what they do. They make the market. Today's price action, classic example of the market maker giving people their shorts and their longs and then running for profit. Yeah? I hope that works. East Cobb Top. Yo, man, you did not have to do that. Thank you very much, man. I'm going to have to put like a donate part in here because I know you can do like fundraising through YouTube and just select the cause. So you guys can actually donate to somewhere, you know, for a good cause. But God bless you, man. I don't want to deny you the gesture, bro. Thank you very much. You know, God bless you. 2,370 people in the stream. I'm only getting love from 500 of you. So be sure to like the stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's the most minimal effort thing to be done so we can keep bringing you the flavor on what Bitcoin is going to do next. So I'm going to ask the question, guys. Did anyone get liquidated today? Press 1. Or your portfolio has taken a battering? Press 2. I really want to understand my audience. I really want to understand that. Donating to Tino's stomach is a good cause. Okay, so I'm just looking at your comments, guys. All right. I'm seeing no chance, seeing a few ones, seeing more twos. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a poll because I really need to know. And this is what I'm going to do. When the streamer's got a certain amount of people in, I need to ask the question. Type. I need to know if I've got more day traders or holders. And day traders include scalpers as well. Okay? Here we go. So I've just created a poll. Just give it a second. And this is what I'm going to be doing from now on. Wait until the stream hits a certain amount of people so I've got a fair amount of information, correct sample size and what have you, so that I can understand. Thank you very much, Daniel, from Canada. Mad love to you, my man. It's 6 p.m. for you. That's cool. Okay, then. So here we go. 212 of you have voted. The majority of those votes are showing that there's more holders than there are day traders. Those day traders include swing traders and scalpers, just to make life easier. 822 votes. More holders. Holders seem to be holding it down in the streams. I need to be doing this more often. It's going to give me an understanding of who I'm talking to. 979. 53% of you are holders. Come on. Let's get it going, guys. So while the rest of us... What is this guy talking about? 1,000 votes. Okay. Wow. Still the same. 53% of you. Okay, then. I'm going to finish this poll. Top of the chat, it says, you know, the poll. What are you? Are you a day trader or a holder? Wow, we've got an even distribution right here, man. That is crazy. That is crazy. 1,200 of you still. 1,264 votes showing that 53% of the people in this stream right now are holders as opposed to day traders. 1,300. 54%. That's crazy. That is wild. Considering that 90% of what I do is based on scalping, day trading purposes. Okay? Now, it wouldn't be the first time that I've actually spoken to people who are holders that have tried their game in scalping and swing trading. Some people said that it was the best decision that they made. Others said they will prefer to actually stay and do the holding game. You know? So it's really bizarre that that's what's going on. 1,400 votes right now, guys. And 54% of you have said that you are holders. I'm going to share the results right now so we can continue with the stream. 3, 2, 1. Happy days. Here we go. So there's the results right there. It should come up in a second. 54% of you said that you are all holders. There it is. And day traders are 45%. Okay, then. So here we go. This is what I need to say to you guys. From a holder's perspective, all right? You guys are in the bigger picture. So we zoom out. Okay? I'm going to get to my day traders in a sec. Frankly, in the visible chart itself, okay, Bitcoin is in a progressive move up. That's what it is. All right? the further out in the chart you look, okay, the more information you're going to get as to whether or not you are going to hold this or not. Or are you going to add on the lower instance, on a lower price, right? A holder, difference between a holder and a day trader is the holder is the enthusiast. He's the guy that he's in for crypto, all right? He will do his best to try and take his salary in crypto. He wants to try and buy and sell stuff in crypto, right? He doesn't want fear anymore. He loves the idea of crypto, so he wants to embrace it all, and he doesn't care what price is. I think, right, if day traders had the mentality of holders, now I might be wrong here, but if day traders had the mentality of holders, I think day traders would absolutely rip it. Why? Because holders, they will stick to their guns in the sense where they will hold on to things, or they will be true to their system. They'll be true to the concept or whatever coin it is that they're trading. If they can only take that same discipline to day traders, then guys would be like, whoa, like, what's going on, man? Like, I would love to have that sort of discipline. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm chucking stuff at you guys. Okay. But for holders' point of view, the problem that you have is, at what point did you buy your Bitcoin, or what point did you start adding to your Bitcoin bag as such? Were you adding it at this point here? Were you adding it here? Do you care if Bitcoin is low or high, or you just want to buy it and just have it? Because there is a different distinction of holder. There's the guy who doesn't care, and then there's a guy who wants a dollar cost average in and try and get it cheaper so that it's going to continue higher. But how much pain can you withstand as a holder when price is dropping beyond your point of entry? So we can't hide away from that, Well, on that basis, guys, I hope that I haven't chewed your ear off that much, okay? But for my day traders, you can see what's going on right now. They've tested the range weekly low. Wait until there is normality in the chart. Base it off the 4-hour time frame. Don't base it off the 1 hour, because the 1 hour is too volatile. All right, it's a sharp move to the downside. They could easily come back up to the 50 EMA in probably 4 or 5 hours. All right, that's not a turning point in the marketplace. All right. So when you're looking at the charts, at least just wait until Bitcoin can get back up above 40K and stabilize. That, in my opinion, is what I'm waiting for Bitcoin to do. Because at that point, we would have completed the first leg of the W formation. If they come up towards this range right here, they would centralize with the moving averages. And then we will know in this area right here, if they pull it back down to recover these previous zones right here, and then try and shift away from the range on the assumption that they are finished with the liquidity in this area. Because there is still money for them to grab to the downside. Let me just get that back up again. I'm enjoying my cup of tea. Here we go. Yeah. So there's still liquidity for them to grab. Are they going to grab it? Because this is, and here is a question that people ask. When does the market, what if the market maker's missing out or losing money? Well, if there's liquidation points of longs right here that he doesn't go to, does that mean he's losing money? Well, look what's happened up here. All this money right here is going for the taking. So what do? Do you risk 150 million at the potential of releasing liquidity to the downside and bring in a ton load of short sellers so that the market will then have no obligation, have an obligation to actually fulfill those orders? Because remember, the market maker has to keep the idea of price action moving up and down. You understand? He has to link buyer to seller, seller to buyer. All right? Is he going to risk sending price lower to hit this liquidity and ignore this for the time being? Or is he going to turn price from this point and start trying to come back up again? When is the $100 million question, ladies and gentlemen? And that's what this channel is about. It's trying to help you understand the percentage of when is it going to happen. Based off patterns and cycles, candlesticks. Well, it is the hardest, easiest way to make money. That's the catch. All right. So Mad love and respect. Yes, that's true. You do have nothing to worry about as a holder, but you do feel the pressure though, don't you? You know, some holders may have got in at 56 and now Bitcoin's at 36. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the back when you see that in your portfolio. You know, so as I said, if there are holders, the mentality of a holder to be applied to a day trader, I mean, certain day traders would absolutely rip it, in my opinion, you know? So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I apologize for being so late, but I just wanted to try and bring some normality into the marketplace, just to keep you guys level-headed on the chaos that you see in the charts. Don't lose your minds. All we're looking for is movement. And there's nothing more to say. We've had an extensive week this week of price action. Go back and watch the previous streams and you'll see what we're talking about. It's been crazy. We've seen traps. You know, we've seen all sorts. Wait until Tuesday. That's all I'm saying to you guys. Wait till Tuesday so that we can understand if they are going to play out with this pattern right here. If not, they may even come lower, but I'm not seeing the liquidity to the downside other than this range right here in the 4-hour time frame, this zone right here, which would be by principle the final zone of liquidity that they can grab. Because if they break beyond the 28k, then boy, what a move. That, in my opinion, would be a crash, in my opinion. That would be a crash if it just continues to drop all the way down even to the 28 zone. You know, dropping nearly 20k in price. That is nuts. From 40 all the way down to near enough, what, 20? Yeah, even 20. A 20k dropped. That's crazy. That is crazy volatility. At what point will they decide to see it back? All right? Mad love and respect to every single one of you people. Have yourselves a lovely evening. Be sure to subscribe. I take about 10 minutes to say bye, so I will catch up with you guys later on. Take care of yourselves. Peace.